Hello there. Friday night. Oh my. What up? Gonna try and keep my dog from squeaking too much in the background. If you hear that, I'm sorry. It's just how we roll here. Just random squeaks in the background. You just tune it out. Right, Max? Maximus, where are you, my friend? My life mate! We're Wookiee life mates. What's up, Marla? How you doing? Oh, I need to get you some information, don't I? That's what I should be doing. I should get you some information. I'll get that for you tomorrow, but I'm gonna make a note on my phone. Let me... There's the squeak. See, I told you. Maxie! Maxie! It's real light. It gets lighter and lighter. He tries not to squeak it, but he's like, okay. Squeak! Oh, Jesus, it's just so loud. It's funny. He just can't help it. He can't help himself. I can't remember when the last time I spoke to this person was. It may have been a few years ago. What's up, Lazaria? How you doing? It's so hard to read that blue. I'll get that to you tomorrow, though. I just made a note. I sent it to myself, so I won't forget us. But something flying around. Let me jump. Currently in the Fortnite. Let me close the Fortnite. Let me miss the table with my elbow. Let me open up this. Maxie! No squeaks! Hey, Maxie! How is everyone tonight on their Friday night? I'm spending mine indoors. My goodness. What's up, Shiloh? How you doing? I'm spending mine with you. One of my favorite things. Just kind of hanging out. I was going to look some stuff up, but I don't know. Hey, Maxie! Come hither! See if I can get him to come and do this on stream. That was what I was doing. I was going to go watch TV, but I was like, I kind of want to be a little bit more active. And I've been started streaming again this week, and I had so much fun doing it that I was like, could just go ahead and stream. I should have taken that ball from Max before I started doing this, though. Maxie! Where are you, buddy? Why don't you come here? He won't come here. What's up, Courtney? You should. You have such a wonderful personality. I would totally watch your stream. Honestly, the only TV that I watch nowadays is with my wife. Everything outside of that is all Twitch, related. Hey, Max! Sorry about that. Hey, Max! Hey, Max! Why don't you come here? He won't. I wore this shirt especially for someone. Expired one. It's not a new toy, but it's his favorite toy. He's got 3 or 4 of his favorite toys. Hi, Lauren Landa. How you doing? Everybody say hi to Lauren Landa. Because she's amazing and she deserves a nice friendly smile and a hello from everyone. Hey, Max, why don't you bring that in here and I'll help you squeak it? He doesn't speak English, but He knows I'm talking to him. I swear he does. Hey, Max. Hey, Max. It's entertaining as heck. It's entertaining for me too. So just go on stream and just play with my dog. Here he comes. Maximus! Come hither, my friend! Yeah, come here! Everybody wants to see you! Come here! He won't come here. He's like, no, you're gonna take my ball away from me. He's like, no, F you. Maxie, come here, buddy! You can keep the ball, I promise. He doesn't trust me. He knows I lie. 50% of the time I take the ball away. I mean, we're trying to watch TV and stuff, and he's just cranking away on that thing. Okay, Max. Maximus? See? Yep. We can't give him anything else. This is the only toy that he can't chew through, and he can chew through it. But since he has 3 or 4 floating around, he never gets so fixated on one that he chews the little squeaky part out. It's a Kong. Hey, Max. Hey, Maximus. Come here. It's a Kong, you know, super heavy duty, rough. If I threw this at somebody, it would probably knock you out. It's like a baseball. It's heavier than a baseball. But it's the only thing that he doesn't destroy. We just got him a brand new treat. It's his brand new line of treats that are supposedly indestructible. Handles the heaviest of chewers. He had that thing for 10 minutes, and he already ate the end off and was eating the insides. It was like a corn. Hey, Max. I'm gonna go take that ball. I'm gonna bring him over here. I'm gonna get you. Where are you at? Where are you at? Oh, you bringing that ball? You come here. You come here. You come here. Oh, you come here. There you go. That's it. That's it. Okay, you go. No. You can't just run off and keep that. This is his favorite thing in the world. This is it. It's this ball. He's got a blue one. He's got two blue ones and I think 2 red ones. What, you're done? He doesn't want to be on camera though. He gets really shy. It's okay, buddy. You can't have the ball though. You can't have the ball. You gotta go get another one. He's gonna go find another one. Or he'll bark. I gotta have the music in the background. He is cute, I'll be honest. He's a cute dog. That's why he got picked. Hey, Farah. Oh, thank you, Farah. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, they can. And him. He'll destroy. This is the only one. The only thing, he knows exactly where the squeak is, and if you can see this one, that's where all the chew marks are. He figures out where the edges are on the little squeak, and he digs and digs and digs and digs until he blows it out. Hey, Kimberly. You listen to Dark Rain. That's one of my favorite dark romances. Excellent, excellent series. The Collector Trilogy by Amelia Wilde. Bye, Farah. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate that. I get to see Farah in a week. Next week. Yeah. Actually, Friday night, I'll be hanging out. Probably at one of the socials or one of the little gathering spots. Whoa, I'm just seeing a lot of... Oh, okay. My chat stream just went crazy for a second there. Oh, I know, I took her toy. I'm so sorry, but you can't squeak. No, you can't squeak. You can't squeak. Yes, I am coming in Thursday. I'm coming in early on Thursday, and I think I have it set up at the hotel that I get like early check-in or something. I would love to come out west. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to find a convention that I can go to out west. I would prefer something in LA. This way I can make it a longer trip and see all, because all of my LA friends will end up going to it, or we'll just end up getting together. You're not going to be there, Marla. Marla, that might be the first convention I've been to that you haven't been to. That you haven't been at. Oh, no, I didn't see you in Charm City, so you weren't there. But that's because you're on the West Coast. Now, you're in LA now, right? You moved there? Kimberly Koss. Ta-da! Ah, hello from the other side of the world. My OG, my original gangster. Hi. Miss Pink Eye. Oh, I've missed you. I've been waiting patiently during every stream to see if you were gonna pop in. You're over in Mama's stream though quite a bit, right? I don't know if she streams kind of when you are normally watching the Twitch. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy. That made my night. Vegas or Phoenix? That's all. Those are the only options. Phoenix will work. Vegas is so expensive. Man, that hotel room was like 300 and some bucks a night. And then when I got back, oh, Max was just on. He was just on stream. I've got his ball here. You can see Max. How many do you have now? You still have 13? Is that what it was? Hang on. You gotta say hi to Ted. Come here. You gotta say hi to Ted. Here he is. Here he is. There he is. He's my boy. He's got his ball. I know. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm so sorry. I took it from you. So sorry. Now he's done. He's like, I'm out. Yeah, that's Max. Hi, Catherine. I look forward to meeting you too. Make sure you say hi. Don't be shy. I want to say hi to everybody. I made it a point at the last convention last weekend in Baltimore. I wanted to say hi to every single person that was attending, and I did that. I was very proud of myself, because sometimes that is hard to do. No, it's not sometimes it's hard to do, and it's always hard to do. They're not in the glass case, but they are at the very top of my closet, off on the side in their own box. So they don't get, because they get, every time you wear it, the leather is so soft. I'm not sure exactly what kind of leather it's made of. I hope it's something nice. Not nice in the terms of, but something like kind. But they get scuffed up. So I don't wear them that often. Basically only on those trips. But if it's a thing, I'll throw them on. I mean, I don't mind. I love wearing those shoes. They make me feel like a superhero. What's up, Dangle? How you doing? Are you on right now? We should run some Fortnite. If you're not, you're too good. You're in there doing solo squads. You don't want to play with me. You don't want to carry me. That would just be awful. I'd feel bad. You would just be backpacking me through an entire game. Hi, Jan. How you doing? If anybody has any questions, don't be shy. Throw them out in here. This is what this is for. I just kind of hang out and chit-chat, and you guys keep me company. So I'm bored right now. My wife is off doing something. She's doing something on the serious side, and I'm not a fan of serious type stuff, so I'm here holding down the fort, hanging out with the dog. You only solo squad when you stream sniping. That's awesome. Yeah, you were in a couple of our games today, right? I think you were in a bunch of our games, or all of them. Oh, that's awesome, Jan. That's awesome. I'm excited about Denver. I'm a little daunted by it too because it's so big. I'm gonna have to go get a drink in a second. It's just so big. There's just so many attendees. There's so many authors. There's so many narrators. And one of my narrators, the toy is actually in the other room, but one of the narrators, I am such a fanboy over. She was one of the main characters in Cyberpunk. So she's one of the attending narrators, and I'm gonna try not to fanboy too much. Oh, it was the last one? Okay. There is downtime, but it's busy downtime. I try and visit with the other attending narrators as much as we can, because those are the only times that we get to hang out, because we live all over the country. I'm not local to LA, so I don't get to see those people, and that's just about the only time I get to see everybody. So any downtime is spent hanging out with them, or we go to the bar, usually the hotel bar, or there's like a local bar that's close by that everybody kind of frequents. So you get a chance to chit chat with the authors. You get to network and mingle. Hey Max, hey Max. I'm trying to teach him how to chew it, but not squeak it. It's not really working. Hey Max. Bye Shiloh. Thanks for popping in. I will see you on Thursday. Next Thursday. In 6 days. Serious or serious? I don't know what that means. I may have said something. I don't know. Sometimes I just speak. I'm just talking just to hear myself speak. 50,000 square feet of signing space. Holy. Oh, I might not wear the purple shoes because that means concrete floors, and those purple shoes are back achy. I think we have chairs though. Oh, Philly is fantastic. Philly and Baltimore now, Charm City in Maryland, are my two favorite. Those are my two absolute favorite conventions. I think just for the locale and the vibe. But I do miss seeing some of my favorite people that I only get to see in Vegas. So I'm really bummed that I haven't seen them in a minute since my last trip to Vegas. I am gonna be in Denver. Ta-da. Oh, I don't do any serious. Oh, I don't do serious. I remember. No, I don't like being serious. Serious gets me all depressed. And I try and keep myself as positive as possible at all times, just because. Do you? Who's the narrator friend? Who are they? So I can say hi. Of course, autocorrect is going to butcher your name. I will be sure and say hi from you. Oh, okay. Any good projects coming up? A book I can talk about. The book that I'm working on right now is called Lake County, and it's written by Lori Roy. It is a thriller suspense. It's really good. It's set in Florida, just outside Tampa. So kind of really works for me since I'm from Tampa. Well, that's where I live, is in Tampa. I'm not from Tampa. I'm actually from Indiana. That was where I was born. You think other good projects? Let me look at my calendar real quick. Let's talk about some books that I've just got done doing. There it is. What have I done recently? What have I done with my life? New MC series, The Exiled 8. I did, the first book is called Sacrifice by Addison Jane. So I'm kind of dipping my toes back into the MC world. The Color of Trauma by Holly Smurth. That's going to be out very soon. That was really, really good. That was a really good one. What's up, Kelso? Hey, Heather. How you doing? Oh, she's helping out Shiloh? I know Shiloh. Shiloh was just in here. I think... I mean, well, no. No, I don't think Shiloh had a helper with her. But I'm gonna see her because my table is right next to Shiloh's. So, or it's one spot away, I think, from Shiloh's. So we'll be hanging out a whole bunch. So whoever she's with, I'll go over and I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing? My name's Aaron." It's going really good. It's Friday. I didn't have anywhere I needed to be. I don't really get out of the house much now, so I found that I need after being here. I closed the studio officially the end of February, and we moved everything back into the house the first week of March, and I lasted a month before I was like, I have to socialize with people, or I at least have to leave the house, or I have to do something. I have to not think about work all the time, and that was on Monday. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and it felt so great. Yeah, stellar. I'm gonna be right there the whole time. We can buddy up. What book genres do I enjoy personally? I love YA. YA is one of my favorite genres, and horror. Stephen King is another huge genre for me. I like dark romance. I like anything cowboy. Anything with a cool southern vibe. Anything with like a cool Cajun vibe. I've got some good Cajun characters in my repertoire. Some nice Cajun accents. What else do I like? I like sci-fi. I like old school sci-fi. Isaac Asimov, Philip K. Dick. Speaking of, I'm reading this right now again, The Running Man, written by Stephen King. Writing is Richard Bachman, 1982. I read that book. It's probably I think I was talking about this on the stream the other night. That's the book that I've read the most. I've read that cover to cover. I've read that at least once a year since that movie came out. So that was what, 85? So since I was 9 years old. At least. Oh, thank you, Heather. I worked really hard on all those cowboy books, and I was reminded of another one by Catherine Cowles. It was another cowboy that I did. That was a favorite project. Any new stuff by Max Daniels? Yes. Let's look up old Max and see what Max has been up to. I also need, I need to go to Audible first. And I need to look up old Mac. Okay. We're up to volume 5 on Apocalypse Bringer Managra. We are up to, I think, book 3 on RPG Apocalypse. No Max. That's all for Max, but let me see. I've got a new lit RPG series that I'm doing under Max Daniels. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
Stephanie came home. It's okay. Let me... Let's see. Hang on, I gotta look up is it sci-fi fantasy? I've got some really good thrillers that I've been working on for Brilliance. Oh, now you can see everyone's chat. Oh, is there a thing that you guys have to see too? Really? What's the Stanley? We're going to be outside Denver pretty far. We're over by the airport. That's where the Gaylord Rockies is. What accent haven't I done but want to? I haven't done any Canadian accents, and I don't want to. Canadian accents are the hardest. The Toronto accent, you know, the without being. I don't want to be super offensive. That's always my goal whenever I'm doing this kind of work. I don't want to be offensive towards, because I find accents to be a beautiful thing, and that's all I'm trying to. I'm trying to take that in and then express it. It's my art form, so to speak. You know. I refuse to acquiesce with your request. I was back. Let me get back on this before my. I think I might have ADHD. Just can't keep focused on anything ever. I've done some really awesome thrillers. Mystery, thriller, and suspense. Let's do release date, new to old. Blood Red Summer by Eric Pruitt. Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. That one's romance. So be prepared, even though it is super cool, interesting book. It does have romance elements in it. All the Little Raindrops by Mia Sheridan was pretty awesome. That was a multicast. We had a really great time working on that one. I want to jump back into romance for a second because there was a cool series. The Painted Daisies series by L.J. Evans. Fantastic. I narrated book 4. There's different narrators for it. There's different narrators for every book in the series. And I think there's 6 in the series. I think, but I could be wrong. Or maybe only 4. But I'm pretty sure there's 6. Yeah, see. Goldfish knows. Nocticadia. So good. Oh, the Stanley. Oh, that's right. Way east. Kind of middle of nowhere. That's what it looks like. I saw the pictures of it. It kind of looks like the Shining Hotel, minus the whole 70s vibe. Alright, so what else am I looking for? Let me jump back to all categories. Let me look up science fiction and fantasy. And let me release date some new ones here. Let me find me new. Okay, Night's Weird. Weird is spelled W-Y-R-D by Deborah Doyle and James D. McDonald. It was a book that was written 1992, I think. Here, I'll read the publisher's summary. Ahead of its time on its original publication, Deborah Doyle and James D. McDonald's award-winning dark medieval fantasy, Night's Weird is perfect for contemporary tastes. On the eve of his knighting, Will Odison learns his weird, or destiny. He shall meet death before a year has passed. Will rushes north to release his betrothed from their engagement, but on the way he is beset by all manner of horrors. A man-eating troll, carnivorous mermaids, a magic-working dragon, and something far worse, an evil unlike anything Will ever imagined. So yeah, that's what it is. 1992, I was right. Wow, I'm great with years. That was a super fun book, I gotta admit. I had a really great time working on that one. I did a lot of cool voices for it because I got to break out, my Irish. I got to break out my Scottish. I got to break out a lot of different British dialects. You definitely have ADHD. Let me see what else. I am up to book, I think, 3 in the Castilian Chronicles by A.W. Northcutt. Let me double check. No, I'm wrong. Book 2. I just did book 2. He's working on book 3 right now. Waiting on it. Let's see, what else? I'm looking. I do so much romance, and you were looking for the... I finally finished Tempest Fury, which was book 3 in the Time Shards trilogy. That was a lot of fun. That was a really good time. And Faded Blades by Ilyona Andrews. I think that's about as far back as it... Yeah. That goes all the way back to 21. I thought I had some more... I do, I've got lit RPG stuff that's... Oh, you know why? Because all categories... Lit RPG is not showing up. What is it gonna be under? It's not under fantasy. Teen and young adult. Kill Call by Jeff Wooten. That's another thriller. No, you get hired for the whole series, usually, unless it's like a series where there are different characters in each book. Then they'll hire different narrators for each book. Sometimes, if they want to. What's up? Expired One. I was just talking about you just a little while ago. We're talking audiobooks. I was just rattling off all of my non-romance, newer-ish releases, and I'm trying to find the lit RPG ones. But I think that's pretty much all the ones that I've done so far. Oh, Dark Reign. I put that up on the screen. That was the series I was telling you about by Amelia Wilde. That's the first book. Very, very good. Dark, but good. Dark, but good. You screenshot it. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. Max just wanted to yell at you guys for a minute. It's a really good series. I've been pimping that one. Pimping it? Is that the right? I've been pushing that one upon people for, I think, about a year now. Hey, Sharon. Sharon, I'm putting together a post in my fan group on Facebook because you mentioned that I should have posted all this stuff, all the events that I'm attending this year. So I'm going to do that. I'm putting it together. Thank you. And I got your email, by the way. Oh yeah, Heather. Yeah, that Night's Weird is really good. Here, let me see if I can pop this on the screen real quick. There's 3 different series that I would recommend. Hang on, let me get into fantasy. Should I play a really mean joke and give them the steamiest romantasy I have in my library? I would never. 1 second. Let's see if this works. Oh, it's looking for a game. Okay, that doesn't work. Let me see if this works. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work either. Shit. That's kind of it. That's a weird thing. Huh. Oh, there we go. Oh, but it's looking for like a crazy... Yeah, there. So that's it. There's this one. This one is was written in 1992. It was a very, very popular when it was released, and it was just re-released on audio and in paperback. So, hey Karen, how you doing? Don't you lurk on me. Also, expired one. If you want to run some games in Fortnite a little bit later, I'm down. If you're gonna be if you're around. Hey Claire, thank you. Well, I don't know about fancy. Oh, you're working. No. Well, at least we can hang out this way. I got you, though. Okay, so back to Heather's question. It was Heather's question, right? Let's try this out. All right, here we go. Okay, we've got... Night's weird. Okay, so the other one is the Castilian Chronicles. The first book is Sarah Online. Now this is a lit RPG adventure. Lit RPG is... They've kind of combined the world of video games and the world of literature, and they kind of put it together. So imagine reading about a character in a video game, but the character knows they're in a video game. So as they're playing this world, they are building up their stats and role-playing, but they're themselves. It's really cool. I don't know a better way to describe this, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun. There's stat blocks within the book. You know, he's he levels up throughout the story, and he tackles tougher and tougher obstacles in the plot. It's great. The other one is RPG Apocalypse. Definitely none of that. You don't want to dive into any of that. Definitely none of that. Definitely none of that. This series, Time Shards. Sci-fi, though. Sci-fi mixed with, I would say it's sci-fi alternate history. It's awesome. Basically what happens way in the future, somebody detonates something. Not going to tell you what. They detonate something and all of time shatters and then immediately comes back together. But nothing is correct. So these people are basically... The current time is made up of a planet where time has basically shattered and then come back together. So there's dinosaurs, there's people from World War I, World War II, there's people from the future, 500 years, 1,000 years in the future, 2,000 years in the future. It's cool. It's written really well. Yeah, Sharon will tell you. She proofs. She listens and reads the book, listens to our audio against the book, and finds all the mistakes. Sharon is gold. She is... Hey, what's going on? You're gonna be there? That's excellent. I will see you next week. Let me find Sarah Online. That was the first book. Let me find RPG Apocalypse. Oh, Bitworld. Bitworld Excellent is another lit RPG kind of style book. Unfortunately, I think the author kind of gave up on the idea. I think he gave up on book 2 and hasn't finished it, and I don't know if he has any plans on finishing it, but the first book was really good. It was really good. I really loved it. I'm kind of bummed that he kind of, but I get it. If you're looking for horror, After the Purge, Vendetta, that's more of a survival horror kind of book that I've done. Reset, another survival, that's like post-apocalypse. Actually, After the Purge, Vendetta is post-apocalypse too. I can't remember what genre this series is in, but Expansion, the History of the Galaxy, written by Andrei Lovatny and is a Russian author, and translated by Sofia Gutkin, is really good. There's, I think, 3 or 4 books in that series. But it's written, it's not, if you're used to American or British or French writers, Russian writing is much, much different. It's just the way that the story is written and crafted. There's not like a 3-act structure. It's different. It's more of a kind of like an expression of ideas. That's a really weird way to. I really enjoyed reading it, and I really enjoyed narrating it because I got to do hundreds of voices. It was the kind of story where there were so many little characters with little pieces of dialogue where I could just get really crazy and never have to remember what I did. So that was why there were so many voices. Every time I came up with somebody, I was like, oh, this is a new voice. I think I'm going to make him over here like this, and I'm going to pull him in a direction like such. Yeah, that kind of thing. Man, which of these titles has been the most challenging? I can tell you the exact book that was the most challenging. It took me, my normal record times these days is about an hour and a quarter to an hour and a half for every finished hour. So that's pretty fast. Gotten pretty fast. It used to be about 2 to 1. Well, there was one book that I recorded. Let me turn on this audio a little bit. There's one book that I recorded that was about 8 to 1. I was just telling somebody about it. It's called When Plants Dream. It was this book. This book crushed me. This book. I almost quit narrating. It was so hard. This was the hardest book. Let's listen to a sample. Alright.
Iboga, as well as synthetic compounds such as LSD, MDMA, ketamine, and 2CB.
It's all about ayahuasca.
At the time the book came out, there was little mainstream interest in this field. During the counterculture chaos of the late 1960s, governments made psychedelics illegal, even though just a few years earlier, leading psychologists were promoting the compounds as wonder drugs.
Oh, I sound so young. I sound so young. The challenge was all of the scientific, there's a lot of biological names, plant names, their scientific names. There was a lot of chemical names. There were a lot of chemical formulas. There were a ton, so much. I actually had to hire a linguist to figure out how to say some of these words. Or some of these phrases. There are whole phrases in dead languages from South American tribes that are no longer in existence. The language isn't in existence, but, you know, the text is, but the spoken language... Hey, Max, don't bark. Hey, it's okay. She's gonna come in if she comes in. Hey, Max. Hey, Max. Maxie. Let's not do that. By the way, I'm drinking blueberry seltzer, Delta 8. So good. So good. Don't bark, buddy. No one prepped the book for me. No one. Nope. I was given that very early on in my career, and I accepted it, not really knowing exactly what I was getting into. But there was, I would say, on every single page of the book, there were up to 10 to 15 terms where the scientific name was so long, I had to listen to it like 5 times, and then get the line, and then record it, and then maybe 1 or 2 sentences later, there would be another one that I'd have to stop, and I'd have to go, and I'd have to listen to it, like literally like 5 times. It was just, dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's go. You know, so there was a lot of that. But it took me 8 hours to record 1 hour, 1 finished hour of audio in this book. The hardest book I've ever worked on. Other books that were difficult were the first book that I did in a full Scottish accent was only difficult at first, but then I got into it, and I got into a rhythm. So that one started out difficult. Other books that are hard, there was one scene in one of the cowboy romances, one of the Riker Ranch novels, where all the brothers and all these people were having dinner, and the dialogue was bouncing back and forth. And I got through it in 1 take, but it hurt my brain to do it. I had to stop after it. So, let's get back to this. How was that book prepping workshop? Like, what did you get out of it? Did they... So you can prep books for people? Is that what... Because, to be honest, I'm sure there is some kind of overall method that would be beneficial to all, like narrators. But I think narrators are individually very particular, because I had a friend of mine that I had her... She was prepping my books when I started to get super busy. And I was still into... I really wanted to read as much of the book as possible. So I would read... I figured out a way to... I was able to speed my reading up, like, very quickly. I can go down the center of a page and get the gist of the whole page, get to the next one. But I'm able to get through a book really quick, but I had to hire somebody to go through the book with a fine-tooth comb and find, like, okay, accents, character descriptors for all the characters in the book, all the dialogue in the book. And I taught her how to help me, and she prepped me books. She prepped 100 of my books, I think. And something like that. And but she wanted to do it for more people, and she did it for a bunch of people, and a couple people came back and were like thoroughly like disgusted with the work that she did for them. Like, and she was like, she was like, why were they mean to me? You know. So I think each narrator is kind of particular about what they do to prep. I'm just curious about what they... I'll have to talk with you about that next time I see you. Exactly, it's a hard thing to answer in a text, yeah. That's exactly it. Some are going to want very specific things. Like if you were going to prep for Joel Leslie, he highlights every piece of dialogue. Every character has a different color, I think. He also highlights and moves stuff. Like, if something was like a piece of dialogue was, you find it in the book, but at the very end of it, he whispered. Well, he would take that little thing and he'll mark up. He whisper this line, so he knows to whisper. So he doesn't have to go back if he misses anything. Some people look ahead. I look ahead. I think I look ahead 1 or 2 lines. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how I do it. I just do what I do. I'm very, very instinctual. No, I will never do another book like this ever again, Catherine, to answer that question. No. I will do other nonfiction, and I will do other science narrations if it was a cool subject. If it was like physics stuff, or if it was a subject like, I would love to do anything game related. Board game. I would love to do anything fandom related, like Joe Hempel just did some cool stuff. I think he did some stuff for X-Files. It was a book somebody did something on X-Files. I can't remember exactly who. But I would love to do something like that if I could get some of that work. Just to sprinkle it in, just to, so I'm not, I can't always do romance. I can't always do anything. I couldn't always do sci-fi. I couldn't always do, Western. I have to, has to be very diverse. Keeps me interested. That's totally right, Marine. Yep. Yeah, because when you're directing, you're doing something. You're using a totally different part of your brain too. It's a creative side, but it's a technical creative. It's kind of like it's like the difference between a camera operator and a director of photography. Those are two different jobs. The operator is purely technical. His creativity, or their creativity, is purely technical. Whereas the director of photography is very subjective. But Heather, after doing that book, I would have had to have done that book. If I had to do another one, I would be 1,000 times better prepared than I was for that one. I wasn't prepared for that when I got into that. I didn't really understand. I read the book when I read it, and I knew, I was like, man, this is going to be really difficult. I did the prep work. I had all my stuff, but I just didn't realize, even having all this information, like the having to stop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times per page to stop and record these weird words. I was totally destroyed my flow. So there was no flow in that book, and I heard it. I heard the 3 edits that they made just in the sample. I got PTSD from it. The origins of Uno. The origins of Uno. I would totally read that book. Yeah, that would be so. I would have so much fun with that. That would be a nice peppy. That would be a fun read. That would be, I wouldn't be sunk so deep into my brooding voice, which is down in here. This is my brooding voice. And then I've got my more upbeat brooding voice. And then I've got the alpha. The alpha is the more direct, Sometimes they speak slower and they draw you in. Yeah. I got a toolbox. I got a toolbox. I fill it with tools. Does it really? Do you guys have the house? Okay, so what's your house rule on... They kind of defeated the house rule in some of the new Uno games because they actually have it as a card. But what's your house rule as far as... If they don't have the color and they don't have a wild and they have to pull from the deck, do you make them pull from the deck until they can put another card down? Or do you just pull one and keep it? And if you can put it down, you can. And if you can't, you just keep it. What's your rule, Goldfish? I'm curious. Ooh, you got research apps? Pull one and keep it, okay. You may have heard. You may have heard. Oh, Jackbox is a lot of fun. Maureen, you keep pulling. That's so mean. It's not mean. It's fun. It makes the game. It makes the game different. I wouldn't say more fun, but just different in a fun way. Equally fun as the other way. Yep. What's up, Mama? Mama's here. Living dead girl. Are you guys still streaming? I saw you were playing the fall something. Wowza. What else can I look at with you guys? With everybody here. Let me see. Oh, let me tell you, I have more. There's more to this story actually. So the author of it, a really great author, but he's a PhD, and he writes as if this book was written not for the layman. This book was written for other PhDs. Is what it felt like. That was the hardest part. What's up, Alicia? How you doing? Oh, you're gonna be there. Well, you bounce. Bring those shoes, though. We'll compare notes. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a great weekend. Denver's gonna be a lot of fun. We have there's a massive amount of narrators that are going. We have a group chat happening. And I woke up to 23 or 25 messages this morning. Everyone was just going back and forth. Okay, that's cool, Sharon, yeah. Let me know if you can. Email me your rates and stuff for your prep. And if I come into a situation where, I mean, I have a pretty focused, or I have a pretty well-oiled kind of system set up, but sometimes it's just I get too busy. You know, a book like a week when I've got like 3 books that I'm working on, I get frazzled. Everything in the brain starts to go. Sometimes I'll need a couple of those books prepped. Aw, that's a bummer, Karen. Honestly, Maureen, I don't know if I have a real voice. I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people that is always doing something weird vocally, making weird noises, making just being a weirdo, entertaining myself basically, because I was an only child. I spent a significant amount of time on my own. I had to figure out ways to entertain myself, and I did that with toys. You know, the toys that I had and my mouth. Always doing crazy voices. And then watching a lot of cartoons too helped. The cartoons in the 80s. The cartoons nowadays, just cartoons in general, just amazing. So cool. I have my own table in Denver, but every narrator has their own table, and there's, oh my goodness, there's 30 of us, 30 or 40. It's three or 4 rows of 10, so something like that. A lot of us. There was another narrator that was in the chat a little earlier, Shiloh. She may have the information. See? I can't help it. I gotta do a voice. I gotta be Rocky, you know? I just don't want to get embarrassed. Yeah, it did. I watched it get sold out. We were in the middle of a panel in Baltimore, and we paused the panel so everyone could get in line and order their tickets, and 2 minutes later it was gone, or a few minutes later. Whoops. No problem, Sharon. I know exactly what it's like to be busy. I'm busy, so I'm always busy. I'm trying to figure out how to not be so busy. Grace Grant, she's going to be in Denver. I think I saw that name, right? Oh, I will. I know Shane. The funniest mispronunciation. Honestly, it's not during narrating. The funniest mispronunciation I ever made was saying Virginia instead of Virginia. And you know what's really funny? That happened while narrating. Honestly, it happens often. But before I ever was a narrator, and I used to work in the commercial industry, and I was a video editor, I used to make car commercials. I accidentally wrote Virginia instead of Virginia because I did a bunch of spots for, I don't know, some dealer up in Virginia. And on screen it was Virginia. Just misspelled it. So I think in my head that situation stuck because nobody noticed. 3 months or something later, I was going through spots, putting them, laying everything back to a beta tape to send. It was like a compilation thing, and that was when I saw it, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's his Virginia." And those spots run for, depending on the offer, like they have the main part of the spot, and then at the very end is the monthly offer. So they'll run the main part of the spot for months and just keep changing the offers every month. Well, that had been playing for a while, for like 3 months, I think. And I very quietly updated, like with the station, like updated the spot so it said Virginia. That was pretty funny. But I often say Virginia when I read Virginia now, so I think that's where it comes from, though. What's up, Veronica? How you doing? Yeah, do you feel rushed during the events? Everyone's trying to figure out a way to balance everything out now. Like, everyone's doing something a little bit different to try and figure out exactly what the meta is. What's the meta for the book convention? Because it just depends. Sometimes you get one or two authors that are so popular, everybody wants to go and see them and wants time with them, and they have to, there's so many different things that can happen during a convention that can dick up the works. Yeah, it does. It does, yeah. So spreading them out. We're trying different stuff. All the narrators in one line worked really well in Philadelphia one year, in Philly. It worked really well, but that was because each person, we just kind of ushered people through, and every person got like a minute or two with each, and it was just like a minute or two. Just kind of went down the line. We did pairs in Baltimore, and that was pretty cool. Because Michelle, who only has, I think, 50 or 100 books. I think she has 50 books, a little over 50 books. So she was a newer narrator. We got to hang out, and we chit-chatted a whole bunch, and I got to know her, and I want to use her for a book. I think she has she has a lot of talent, and she's also part of the anime world. So we were chit-chatting about that, and I'm going to try and... It felt like kind of like a mentoring kind of a situation. Even though she's like hyper talented. She's only in 50 books, but still, I mean, it's like, once you narrate, you narrate. You a narrator. Doesn't matter how many books you done. You a narrator. Yeah, I wouldn't really call it a hot mess. But yeah, because we've tried a couple of different things now in Philly. They're trying to figure out exactly what's going to be the best setup. The lines work until they don't, and that's the hard part. You don't really know exactly. You can't guarantee, or you can't gauge. You can only guess how busy it's going to be, or how busy an individual is going to be. Like maybe this year, man, Teddy had some really popular books out, and You know, Teddy was busy. Everyone wanted to come say hi to Teddy. Like one year, I have a very popular book. Everyone wants to come and see me. So it's like it's hard to gauge. Or you do the best you can with every convention. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Catherine. Good for the world. You're right. Run by women. Run by women. Yep, that's awesome, Heather. Yeah. Yeah, very true. Yeah. I think that was the V. That was the V that I think they were trying something different or something if I'm remembering it correctly. It's all kind of blending together. No, it's not sad. You get into it how you get into it. Some people get into it, you know, they have the cool aunt that's like, you need to read this book. Some people get into it through something through, you know, you're just randomly scrolling through Audible and you're like, check this out. It was the V, and no one could figure out which side they were supposed to come in on, so everyone kind of converged sometimes. It was like you'd have one person coming in, and then we had to kind of step around, then outside the table to take a picture, because we do a lot of pictures. Yeah. Yeah, I think doing it in a line, not the best way. I don't know. I'm not a good. That's not the problem solving skill that I have. Mine is video game related. Put it in a video game and I'll figure it out. Maybe, or a puzzle, or a game. Just in a game. If you make a game out of it, yeah. And then have me compete against people? Yeah. Every day, all day. Is anybody here into comedy? I gotta ask this real quick. I've got two new recommendations. Anyone here that's into comedians? Really, really, really funny comedians. One in particular I want to give a huge shout out to because I saw him. I was introduced to his comedy, not introduced to him, but to his. Cause I was a little bit too nervous. I didn't want to bother him. I think he was in the casino. I think, but he was hanging out chit chat with somebody, so I didn't want to interrupt. But anyways, everybody's into comedy. AJ Wilkerson, super funny guy. Super funny guy. He's got a special up on YouTube right now. But he has a new special that's coming out soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but real soon, within the next month or so, I believe. Don't hold me to that. AJ Wilkerson is hilarious. This guy is hilarious. I'll take you to his website here. His new special, Captain Autism, is coming out soon. He is so great. Let me find the YouTube page here real quick. There it is.
A verbo is for sharing.
Oh, don't play that. I don't want to play that. Here, hang on. Get this. So I can pop open his front page. AJ Wilkerson. I thought this had like a logo for it or something, but I guess it didn't. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's go. AJ Wilkerson. Dangle knows all about it. Yeah, AJ is so funny. So he opened up for J Muse on the cruise that I went to back in February. I was talking about this the other night, and he is probably one of the funniest new comedians. I love comedy. I've been into comedy since since the George Carlin days. You know, back when he was on HBO, and I got to sneak some HBO when I was little. Him and Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. Gary Shandling, all those comedians from the 70s, 80s. I've been into comedy for a long time. This guy is super, super duper funny. He's got a special. It's up on YouTube right now. It's called I Have a Disorder. Just look up AJ Wilkerson. Funny. So funny. Yeah, he's hilarious. His new special's coming out soon, so I hear it's very, very, very well done. And the next comedian, let me look up, I wanted to give a shout out to is Mr. Jake Rubel. Oh, he's got a whole bunch of stuff up on YouTube. Yeah. Jake Rubel is super funny. He's got a great story about how he got into comedy too. He's got a bit about it, so I'm gonna let him. When you look him up, Jake Rubel, Ruble. He's really funny. Just hit up YouTube. Look him up, man. He's a funny guy. He's a super funny guy. You might pick him up in if I keep streaming Fortnite or Helldivers. He might be in the game. What did Dangle say here? Where did they film it in Florida? That's right, because AJ is from Florida. Where did they film it in Florida? Yeah, Jake is such a good boy, man. He's awesome. That's cool. So you crowdfunded the special. That's awesome, man. Congratulations, guys. Nice. St. Pete, dude. I live in Tampa. So St. Pete, yeah. It's right across. Yeah, okay. That's super cool, man. I wish I'd known back then. I wish I'd heard of him the year before. Marine, yeah. But you gotta understand, like, I've been painfully shy my whole life. I mean, I wouldn't really consider what I call painfully shy. That's not the right way to describe it. Anxious. I get so anxious, and in my head, I get like everything kind of disconnects for me. Like I can't think about what I'm trying to say, and I get very kind of like fumbly and caught up in my words. If I could figure out how to relax in front of people, kind of like the way that we do, I've been doing a lot of these panels, and I've been doing a lot of work in front of crowd work, going to these events, and that stuff has been helping me kind of get to a mental space where I could do something like stand-up. So yes, I've been thinking about stand-up for a long time and completely mortified of the idea of even attempting it. But it's starting to get to a point where I have to moderate a panel in Denver. That's going to be my first time moderating a panel, and I've got I'm writing jokes for it. I'm writing not really jokes, but I'm writing an opening for it so I can kick everything off. But yeah, I've thought about it, and I'm thinking about it more. Thinking about it more, like more and more these days. They've got an open mic night at the place that my wife, she's the GM of a venue. They do comedy there. They do music there, comedy and music. She's the GM of the venue and the restaurant. It's all one big place. It's all kind of spread out, called New World. And I've thought about, I produced some stuff. I helped produce some stuff for the guy that actually runs the comedy night there, this guy, Tony God. And I've thought about going up there and doing the open mic night. It's not really shyness. It's not like I'm a very expressive person. It's more of like allowing my nerves to kind of interrupt what's going on in my head and not being able to kind of sync the two together. I just get my nerves just go through the roof. This is good practice too, man. Just sitting in front of a camera. I'm by myself. I mean, trying to be entertaining for you, for the sake of you guys. You guys are giving me something to do too. It's great. Yeah, when you know the people, you honestly, I would rather not know anybody. I would rather not. I would rather stand in front of a group of people and tell jokes that I don't know. I wouldn't say nervous. I would be more judgmental of myself if there were people that I knew in the room. If that makes any sense. It's like performance anxiety, yeah. That's what I would call it. I would call it a form of... I have not been to the secret stash. The one day that I tried to go was closed. I was APAC 2017, I think. Yeah, I think it was 2017. I went across the river and they were closed. That was I think they're in a new location now. They were in a I think they're in the same street or something, but it was the previous location. I think they're in a different spot now than they used to be. I'm not sure. I don't. That's exactly it. But it's way more comfortable to chit chat and have a conversation with people that you know. Just like, it's hard to just relax and chit chat with people that you don't know. I mean, for some of us, for me, I just try and put as much. I try and be attentive to the people that I talk to. I try and just. That's what I call having genuine conversations. Just really caring about the conversation that you're having. That's where I don't like talking about the weather and stuff like that. It's like I like having a genuine conversation. Like, let's talk about like you and me. How we're feeling. Like what are we into? What kind of interest do we have? I really like to know about other people. I really like to ask people questions. Like what are you into? I also really like to compliment people because I feel like a compliment goes a long way for some people. And if there's the off chance that I can make someone's day 1,000 times better because I notice like they have a really cool pair of glasses, or they have a really great hairstyle, or they have great hair, or they have a fabulous outfit, or if they're if they're all blinged up, it's like I notice that kind of stuff because it feels like they're doing it for a reason. They're expressing themselves in some way, shape, or form, and I'm acknowledging it. And that feels really good. Yeah. Being curious. That's a really good way to put it. I'm really curious about people. I'm bad at open-ended questions. I'm bad at that. Well, not really, because what do you like to do? What do you like to do on Tuesdays? That's an open-ended question. Well, I guess I'm not bad at that stuff. Colorful shoes. Yeah, see, I'm all about... I notice shoes first. I think I see shoes first because that's what I'm into. I'm into shoes, so I just kind of think that... I just assume that everybody's into shoes. Oh, hey, I tell you what, man. I have an Audible credit I want to give to somebody in here. But you got to do something. You got to go and you got to check out AJ Wilkerson's I Have a Disorder special. And you just got to message me on Facebook. Oh, shoot. How do I do this? How do I do this for you guys? You got to message me on Facebook, and I'll take each and every person that does that. I'll put your name into a hat, and I will pick one person, and I'll give away a free audiobook. How about that? Does that work for anybody? I know we're not supposed to do giveaways on Twitch. I think that's a thing, but this is a little bit different. This is more of a... And that's any, like, audiobook one. Now, the audiobook has to... You have to be able to order the book. So it has to be a pre-order or it has to be available now. It can't be something that's not available yet, because I have to specifically choose the book and then gift that particular book to you to make it work. That's how the gifting thing works now. But I have a. I'll use the Wheel Winner app. Yes, I'll use that. That's perfect. See? Heather remembers my purple shoes. See? What's a fun thing you've learned today? That's a good one. That's the kind of stuff I'll ask other narrators that are like newer to the business, that have only been doing it for a few years. You know, I always want to make sure that they're having a good time, that they're, you know, they're learning, especially if they're looking nervous. Yeah, so please, anybody that's in here, I know there's not many people in here, so your chances of getting a free audiobook are, you know, there might only be a couple people doing this, but please go and check out AJ Wilkerson's this special right here. That one right there. I have a disorder, and shoot me a message with one of his jokes. Doesn't have to be the whole joke. It could just be like the punchline to it. Yeah. That would make me really happy to know that some other cool people were introduced to his brand of comedy, because his brand of comedy is unique. It's unique, man. I've only seen it one other time. There was one other comedian, and I'm not going to say who it was because I don't want to compare the two, because that's just too obvious. But it's good. It's really good. I promise you're going to laugh your ass off in the best way possible. That's awesome, Sharon. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ted. That's awesome. It's awesome. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for doing that. I don't know if I'm gonna... Is there a nephew? Maxie, it's okay, bud. See, Max has a chair. It's right there. He sits up on the back of a chair, and he watches me. He just stares at me when I stream. Or he looks past me out the window, which is right here. So great. No, he just has autism. He just has autism, I believe, and anxiety. You have to watch his special. I don't want to give anything away. Just watch his special, I promise you. It's so funny. You're going to love it. He explains the entire situation. It's so good. It's so good. I don't want to give anything away. That's awesome, Catherine. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you guys. I really do, man. Thank you so much. $140 books. That's awesome, Karen. Congratulations. Let me give you a date. I'm gonna do, we'll say Sunday night, 8 o'clock. I'm gonna do the drawing. Let me set an alarm. Nobody, no barks. No. Calendar. 14th, 8 p.m. All right. Eastern time. 8 p.m. Eastern. That's awesome. Congratulations. $10,000. That is a great team. Oh, I wish I could listen to more books, Sharon. I wish. I just don't. At this point now, I don't even have my 20-minute commute to and from work, so I don't even have that. And I have my 10-minute commute to go get Dunkin' Donuts with Max. So I've been doing a lot of podcasting because it's just shorter, you know, because it would it'd take me 6 months to get through an audiobook. Oh, that's awesome, Catherine. No, thank you very much for hanging out. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait. Denver's going to be a lot of fun. Denver's going to be a big thing. Man, you hear my voice? My voice is just going kind of sideways and up and down. It's cracking a little bit. This is restful compared to just doing narration, but man, the voice is not designed for talking all day. Are You Garbage podcast? No, I haven't. I will check it out though. Look at this, man. You teach me stuff. What is it called? Are You Garbage? I'll find it. Okay, I'm gonna look for it right now. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's Comedy Pocket. Tom Segura? No. They have a YouTube page. No, it's not Tom Segura. Oh, I guess they have guests. Okay, it's these two guys. Okay. Comedians H. Foley and Kevin Ryan. Okay, I see. Man. This is what I should be. I need to do a podcast. I need to find the perfect co-host for a podcast. You have any recommendations? Who would be amazing to podcast with? Someone that's fun, super talky, chatty, that I can bounce off with. I've offered up the idea to a couple people and been turned down. And also a couple people that said yes, they'd love to, and then, can't commit. That's worse. Okay, so Heather, I found out that most Dunkins do not. But the Dunkin' that I go to, they sure do, and they love Maximus. They know right when I get there. They already know. They're like, "Are we doing a pup cup this time, sir?" After the first time, I was like, I don't do the sir stuff. I'm your dude. You can, my dude, my dudeness, my duderino, I can't remember the brevity jokes. That was really good, but I would have done it if I did. Now I feel like I failed. Damn it. Really? Okay. I'm going to check it out. Carly Robbins, what were you asking there, Karen? I know Carly. Carly's one of my besties. But not smart, only funny. Oh, Carly. Carly, yeah, that's a good... she might be doing a podcast. That's a good... that's good. What would our thing be? What would our shtick be? You've got Tim Page and Liam DeCosmo. They do the Love Gods or something like that, or the Love Guys, or... I have another podcast that I have. It's registered. It's called Stranger Dudes. I would need another dude. I guess I wouldn't need a dude. Just have to be a dude. I was saving that for comedy, though. I was saving it for something fun. Yeah, definitely, Karen. Don't have a gender preference. The stranger dudes idea I was considering it being 2 guys, but it doesn't have to be, because they're just dudes. A dude's anybody. A dude is a frame of mind, you know? You could be a dude, and you're just a dude playing one dude playing another dude. Now that's what you're doing. This is funny. I am the same way, whether you guys are here or not. The poor people that live in my house. I don't know how they do it. Usually I sing a lot more songs, though. And then I get songs stuck in my head and I can't get it out, so I just start singing the same chorus or the same line over and over. That's what I was wondering. What do you think the podcast should be about? Like, what would be the shtick? Like, their shtick is they... Let's see. Let me see what this... Each week a guest gets put to the test to determine if they are in fact garbage. Oh, jeez. That's... Are you garbage? Okay, yeah. So that's their shtick. That's their... The Love Gods with Tim and Liam. Jason could work. He's got a great voice, yeah. Teddy? Yeah, oh yeah, Teddy's fun. I always have a good time hanging out with Teddy. Honestly, Teddy would be a really good choice. Bill and Ted vibes for your dudes. I can see that. Yeah. What's up, Kathy? Hey, I haven't seen you in a bit. How are you doing? Tim and Liam give advice? Okay. You're mid-level trash. That's very true, Catherine. You're right. I gotta figure out what I want to do. I like to learn. I'm all about learning. But I'm also all about doing anything that I'm afraid, like fear-wise. Like, that's not really going to translate well into a podcast. I like to keep doing things that I'm afraid of. To keep growing as a person. That kind of thing. Yeah, I was just hanging out on a Friday night. Started streaming again this week, and I've just been having a good time doing this. Actually, hang on one second. I just got a text. I gotta text my wife, sorry. And I gotta do a smiley face. She's busy, attending to serious matters. Ooh, food. Nope. Not gonna do that, Karen. I'm not a foodie. Not in that sense. I am not an adventurous food person. Like, I am adventurous with things that I know, but if something is alive, I'm like, nope. Something is... I don't know. I could do a podcast about trying out various voices. I could do a podcast and we would bring in people that do different character voices and kind of highlight all the people that you never hear about, like not the Tara Strongs and the Mark Hamills. That could be good. I have a friend that I might be able to pull something like that off. She's got a big bubbly personality. I won't tell you who she is. She was in the stream earlier because she's amazing. I have to figure out what I identify with. That's what I need to do. I really don't want to... I mean, do I identify with just like the voice? Like that's my thing, is my voice? Is that how I identify myself? Through my work? Improv in different voices could be fun. I do that with the 1-star reviews. That's just super fun. That's a good idea, that learning lab thing, Catherine. I'm gonna bounce that idea off of a guy I just met. That's a good idea, Maureen. Just learning weird things. You know who does that, but he does it food-wise? Andy Milanakis. I watch his streams. Excuse me. Yeah, like, what do you identify? Like, what identifies you? Is where some people identify through their work, like, I'm a lawyer. What's the first thing you think? Like, who are you? Some people, like, a lot of people identify themselves through their work. Others identify through their passions or their hobbies. Man, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. That's how you see me, but how do I see me? I don't really pay a lot of attention to how others see me. I should. Maybe should I know? I don't think so. Has baloney in his pockets? What? Simon Sinek, start with why. How to change in a baby diaper. Narrated by romance audiobook narrators. Oh, okay. Simon Sinek, start with why. I grew up around lawyers, or at least my mom worked for lawyers her entire life, so I understand that joke. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? Oh, shit. Definitely not a horse-sized duck. Not from what I've seen. Oh, you're only on Twitch and you can't see the Facebook? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, that makes a lot... Huh, how can I fix that? How do I fix that? I can see all the chats, but you can't see all the chats. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah. I didn't want that to be offensive in any way, shape, or form, by the way. Me saying I don't pay a lot of attention to how I think other people perceive me. I think that was more of what I was trying to say, maybe. He has written a book about being a cancer hero. Hey, Max, that's loud. That's loud. The Dudes Comedy Tour. Andy Milanakis has baloney. Is that one of his bits? Bye. It's okay. It's all good. It's how we live. Bye, Stephanie. Bye. Facebook can't see Twitch, and the Twitch can't see the Facebook, and the YouTube. I guess the YouTube... Okay. That's making sense. Huh. So what I should do is I should put the text up on the screen. That's what I gotta do. I gotta do that. Okay, so next stream. That's my goal for the next stream, so everyone can see the text. Man, this stuff is burpy. You were the lone YouTuber. Oh, okay. That was why you went to Twitch. Okay. So, okay, that makes sense. Okay. I didn't even think about that. I thought I was being all slick. I was like, man, look at me getting, I'm multi-streaming. I'm streaming everywhere. I'm chit-chatting with everybody. I can see everybody's chit-chat, but nope, I can't see anybody's chit-chat. They can't see anybody else's. Talk to air. Yeah, I'll moderate it. That's what I can do. Maybe Zoom. That's true. I could use one of the other. Hi, Brianna. How are you doing? Pinzon. Pinzon. I love your last name. Right? Hi, Brianna. If you're new here, what's happening is there are people that are logging in from different services, like from Twitch and Facebook and YouTube, and they're all able to chat. And I'm able to read everybody's chat, but if you're on Twitch, you can't see anybody else's chat. And if you're on YouTube, you can't see anybody else's chat. And if you're on Facebook, they can't see everybody else's chat. So I'm responding to people that you might not be able to see. So I'm trying to read them out as I go. So if people have questions and stuff, and we're chit-chatting, I'm trying to moderate the conversation a little bit. Sharon on Facebook says, the Microphone Insider guys have a cool chat function. Let's see what platform they have it on. Awesome. That's a very young read. That was very, that was 2019. So that was pretty young. I'll be honest, I was young. That was young in my narrator life. I think that was pre-50, pre-100, somewhere around in there. Thank you, Brianna. That's awesome. Was it Brianna or Brianna? I guess it would be hard for you to... There's a narrator for you asking you how you pronounce stuff. StreamYard, that's another one, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right. You have to actually log in to see. I remember people mentioning that. You have to log into Facebook to see the chats. 2018. Yeah, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. Shoot. I have to be right back. I have to use the restroom, and I got to take my dog out real quick. So less than 2 minutes, but I will be right back. I am going to turn up the music for you a little bit, so you got something to listen to. Nice, I'm back. Just a man and his dog take a potty break. I will Google it. I'm gonna Google it right now. Let's see if it's in interesting. Denver, I fly out to Denver next Thursday, Kathy. So I think the event is Friday and Saturday at the Gaylord Rockies. Sharon from Facebook asks, where are you from? She is from Northern Virginia, Alexandria. That's a beautiful part of, it's really beautiful there, isn't it? I've read some good things about Alexandria. Kathy on Facebook is from Alberta, Canada. Our Canadian brothers and sisters. Just our Canadian family. First goal was 20. Oh, it starts somewhere. You know? 80 more and you'll have 2,000. 2,000. Yeah. Oh. 209,000 views that video has had. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm sitting here looking at. You've had 65 narrators in your story? Oh, that's very cool. Kathy says Denver's our sister city for Calgary. Karen is an author. She's got a little series that she does, and she's got over 65 narrators that have recorded parts of it. Now that is a multicast. Well, let me tell you. How does Teddy say coffee? How does Teddy pulls in all of his words? Got a very tightened expression. It says coffee, 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 coffee. He goes coffee, doesn't he? Does he go coffee? It's gonna be around in this range somewhere. I did a book with Teddy, and the proofer came back and he said it was eerie how much I sounded like Teddy in all the character dialogue that I did in my sections. Maxie. Yes, that's Karen Hoffman, Kathy. Yes. That's a really good Teddy. You say coffee? You say coffee or coffee? See, my family, they were from New York, so they would say coffee. I grew up here and people say coffee. Luckily, my mom, she grew up all over the country, because, like, military family. But my grandmother, thick New York accent. Bottle. Bottle. Not bottle. Bottle. I love the way my grandmother said bottle. Every time I hear somebody say it, it's like, oh, I fall in love with them a little bit. Oh, hang on. I missed some stuff. Very busted. I'll give Zach Weber a run for... If I could lock Zach down to a podcast, he would be a really good person to bounce off of. Because he's just... We have a very similar kind of personality. Very similar but different, you know what I mean? Like, weird. We're both very just oddballs. We're both goofy and oddball. You know, he's huge though. He's got his personality is huge, and it's really hard to lock him down. He's got to be super duper into something to lock him into it. But it would be fun. Coffee in New York. Is it Brooklyn? Or Bronx? Long Island. I bet it's Long Island. And I am by no means making fun. That is not what I'm doing. I am appreciating. I have a very deep, profound love of the human voice. I love accents. I love regional dialects. Oh my gosh. It's just I think it's cool. Maybe that's why I kind of identify with this whole like voice acting thing. You know, I grew up with a stutter. Yeah. I had a really bad stutter. I still have it. The anxiety kind of kicks in, and that kind of triggers that again. It took me a long time to get away from the stutter, and then I had to do even more work to do voiceover work, because the way that I got over my stutter was to use what I call jump words. That was what I was taught, was jump words, or to use ramp ups. So I would start a lot of sentences with things that were easy, that I knew I would never stutter on, like slow S's, like so. So you hear a lot of people using these methods of like starting conversations, I guess. But yeah, I had a stutter, and I forced it out of my body. But if I get nervous, I get performance anxiety, I don't know, I might trigger it. Let me turn this music down a little bit. That Philly accent? Yeah. I'm trying to think of the Philly accent. I don't have my resources. I have a folder on my computer that has links to all the accents, every accent that I've ever done. It is massive. And it's what I go back to when I have to find stuff. Oh, in Maryland? Jersey mixed with Georgia. Jersey mixed with Georgia. That's like Teddy Hamilton. Hearing Teddy Hamilton, tell me where he's from right now. Tell me where that cat was born. If you listen to some Teddy Hamilton books, throw it up in chat. Where was he born? Where did he grow up? Just based off of what you hear. Not like, I don't want you to, if you know, please don't shout it out, just like no, but based off of like how he sounds. That's what I should say. Based off of how Teddy Hamilton sounds. Where is he from? What dialect? Oh, that's awesome. So Sharon took a behind the mic workshop in February. Nice. I may hear her one of these days. I will be on the lookout for that. If you ever have any questions on you hit me up. I will be happy, more than happy to answer them. Oh, I love people from Jersey. I only know one person from Jersey who I can't get along with. And he says it's because he's from Jersey, and I don't understand that. I think that's bullshit. I think he's just an asshole. To be honest. I think he just happens to be from Jersey. I think, yeah, Jersey can... Yeah, you could be an asshole and happen to be from Jersey. All the people that I've met from Jersey, the people that inspire me the most are from Jersey. You know... Nah, I love Jersey. Yeah, that's very true, Catherine. Catherine wrote on ramp-ups, that's a great technique. What I was talking about, I used to use jump starts and ramp-ups to overcome stuttering. And she says it reminds her of hip-hop and rapping. Lin-Manuel Miranda talks about how you don't hear H sounds because they waste breath. So many vocal/breath things we take for granted and don't think about unless we need to. Maxie, no barks, bud. It's weird. He listens, but he still barks a little while. Yeah, see? Chuffs. No. It's like he's like, check. He's like, you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Dude, I know how to speak, dog. I swear I do. Oh. Hang on. Let me just turn this down. Oh, my wife got home. Kathy says Cali. Karen says Boston vibe. So we got two polar opposites. He sounds Chicago-y, so we got a little Midwest right in the middle. You want to do live announcing? Oh, that's cool. Announcing work is fun. Just gotta have that particular, you gotta, what do they call it? That gravitas, that natural gravitas, confidence. You know? Heather says she thinks he's born in Tennessee. Where do you think I was born? You think I was born in Tennessee? Okay, so YouTube is working for Brianna. So, all right, Brianna. I'm gonna translate since you can't see anybody else's chat. Anything that I talk about, I'll moderate for you. Heather on Facebook said Jersey Shore gave Jersey Shore a wild name, and yes, it did. I never watched any Jersey Shore, and I know way too much about Jersey Shore. Brianna's dog, Yaha. Ha-ha? Ha-ha? Yaha? Yaya? How do you say J's in Spanish? I'm thinking that's Spanish. Yaya. Probably Yaya, right? Her dog just barked back to Max. Oh, that's what you want to do. You want to do some of that kind of work. You want to do some commercial. There's a lot of it. The only downside about commercial is the booking ratio. You'll just don't get daunting. Don't let the number of auditions become daunting. Just keep doing it. The auditioning is really how you're going to get better. You're going to get a lot more confidence, and you're going to cut away all that self-doubt. And it's a struggle bus. It really is. But just stick with it, man. Stick with it. You stick with it, you'll learn, you'll get better. I can't promise you that you'll book, but you know, some people will book snap. It took me over 1,000 auditions to book when I got my first agent in New York and LA. 1,000 auditions. And it took another 1,000 auditions to book another one. And I did that all in 1 year. Those 2,000 auditions I did that year. 2020. COVID. Yeah. Between March and March. March 2020 to 2021. Okay. So Brianna is from Panama. Lives in New Mexico. Nice. You think New York? Do I have a New York vibe? I think I definitely have an East Coast vibe. They were all not from Jersey, right? Oh, that's awesome, Kathy. Congratulations. Her husband did his own commercials on radio and they loved him, so he's thinking of trying narration. Hi, Melissa. How are you doing? Thank you very much. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, some days it was 15 and other days it was a couple. But there were very few days that I would not get. It was pretty rare to get auditions on Saturday and Sunday. If you did get an audition on a Saturday, it was usually for some kind of a movie thing. Like they needed dialogue replacement for a trailer that they were, about to release or something. So it would be like a same day situation. But that was usually Monday to Friday. Fridays were always crazy, super busy, because all the I don't know why Fridays were. A lot of movie trailer stuff was on Fridays. A lot of it. Thank you, Kathy. That is. I'm very well known for my darlings. I get a lot of praise for that, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, the Irish boys, the Ryan brothers. Yes, those guys. Those Ryan boys. Rough and tumble. I don't know if it is a fascinating way to work. I have a lot of control over my day, but it's hard to keep up the determination to just always be on yourself, to be on your schedule, It's so easy to, I wouldn't call it slacking off, but it's so easy to, it's just so easy to let yourself, I just don't feel like doing anything right now. It's hard to work through that stuff. Over time, you just, you get tired of being the boss and the employee. I guess that's what it is. Every now and then you want to take a vacation from one or the other. As Dickie Roberts says, man, that knuckin' futz. I'm surprised I got that out. I thought I was going to blow that. That's the thing, man. The VO, any kind of acting, any kind of, honestly, any kind of art, you gotta suck up the rejection. You gotta grow the thick skin. You gotta get past it. I pretended like it was a game. It was a game, you know. I just need to. I got to a very high difficulty level, which took me a lot to get to this point, and now it's just playing a game. It's like each audition is like an opportunity to okay, let's do something cool. Let's do something different. I don't know. Let's play. You gotta play. God, if you don't play, I did get myself into a mindset for a while there where I was just too busy. I had too many books and I had too many auditions, and I was just burned out. I was so burned out. I didn't have any time for myself, and I was just always in this type A work mode, vibrating with energy all the time. And my outlet was, you know, I didn't drink every day, but I socially drank like once a week. I would go out on like a Saturday night and go party and go socialize and drink, and that just became. I just got myself to a point where it was like that was my only outlet, was that few hours, and man, it just started to destroy myself, you know, in those few hours, and God, there's nothing worse than waking up with a hangover. Just, awful. So I don't even know how I got on that speech, or whatever that was. Oh. Yeah, I got myself burned out. So, had to change. Really? That's exactly it, Catherine, yes. Yeah, she said, so dependent on intrinsic motivation. Yeah, you gotta... Sometimes I don't want to find the motivation. That's the part. You know, when you have a job, you get to... At the very least, I remember what it felt like to just... At least I could just go to the job. I didn't have to, like... I had to find the motivation to get up and go to the job, but, you know, the motivation was, you know, I'll be late, and then I get shit on. I don't want to get shit on. So I don't be late. You know, but I don't have that, you know. So you have to keep yourself motivated. And then she said, few external structures and immediate feedback / gratification. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I would like to do more narration of games. I haven't done one in a while. I can't remember the last one, actually. Oh, the last one I did was a game called Parallel.io. Yeah. You are so late, Jin Hannon. So late. This is me, after a long day of narrating for brilliance. I decided to spend my Friday night just kind of chilling out and being social because I don't really get out of the house much. I moved my studio back to the house back in March, first week of March. Gotta pace ourselves, yeah. Catherine says we gotta pace ourselves. That's so true. I have to learn how to, I gotta get better about that. I gotta pace myself. I gotta take, no. I don't have to pace myself. I need to take better care of myself. Which, part of that is pacing, right, Lynn? Yes. She says yes. She agrees wholeheartedly. Pace yourself. That is part of taking care of myself. Heather says, I started this job working at 8:30, then decided it was too early, so slowly over 6 months. She came in a little later and later to where her schedule is now 10 to 6:30 without ever officially being changed. That's smart. That wouldn't have worked where I worked because we had a hall monitor. Let's be careful about what I say here. Yeah, I'm taking questions, Jen. If you have any questions, shoot them out. How have I kept so down to earth? Lynn, how have I kept so down to earth? I'm down to earth. No. I'm not? Lynn says I ain't down to earth. She doesn't agree. I'm pretty down to earth. I don't know. Oh, celebrity series. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself a celebrity at all. Not even. No, I read books for a living. No, I wouldn't. That would actually frighten me to be famous. I wouldn't. That would frighten me to not be able to go. I don't know how I would. I don't know how I would do with it. It would frighten me. The world would be so different than what it is now. Sean Crisden? Dude, I love Sean Crisden's just regular voice, including anything and everything that he can come up with, you know, in a creative way. He was Storm Shadow, so there's a few things that are mine to die for. If I ever got to narrate a Stephen King book, if I ever got to narrate, honestly, I should just take this one off and just do it. I want to narrate Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I should just do that, but I just never have the time. I should just do it though. But that's a wish list. And I forgot what I was gonna say here. Damn it! I lost the thought. It's gone. Gone. She says I'm a diva. I'm not a diva. I'm definitely not a diva. I promise. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Celebrity. Talked about that. Heather's famous. Thank you, Heather. Aw, thank you, Catherine. Catherine says, celebrity, maybe not. Thank you. I appreciate that. But definitely a public figure to some degree. And one whom people admire. Aw. Brianna says she's on Facebook, so you guys can't see it. I decided to go back to school. So I'm 41, back in school, and honestly, everything has slowed down for them. I love it. I really don't know why my fellow classmates think it's so hard. Look at that. Oh, Karen hopped over to the dark side so she could see the chat, the Facebook chat. Yeah. I understand. Freezing up, you know, just getting nervous because you're not sure what to do. You don't want to, this is like your one opportunity and you're putting so much into this. And you just gotta vibe and have a little genuine experience. Just be you. Just be the genuine you. Sometimes it's hard because society tells us to not do that. You know? Oh, that's what it was. Thank you, Catherine. You're amazing. I heart you. The things that I want. The things, the big wish list. I want to narrate a book by Stephen King. I want to narrate Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which I can do that. That's just me procrastinating, being lazy. That's totally in the public domain. I just need to do it. I think I do need to figure out a reason to do it, because to do it, it has to be somewhat different. I gotta figure out something about that. But anyways, that's just me being lazy. Stephen King. I want to narrate a book by Stephen King. We were talking about Sean Crisden. He voiced the character of Storm Shadow for something. I can't remember exactly. It could have been a video game, but it might have been something else. Might have been some kind of animated thing. But to voice a character on Masters of the Universe, which I tried like hell to get an audition, but I couldn't. To voice a character on anything G.I. Joe, and to voice a character on anything in X-Men 97. Because that's a new thing. Anything X-Men. I knew we'd figure it out. Oh, and Anne Rice. But Anne Rice's stuff is all done by British guys, so. But I could do a great British guy. But I mean, Simon Vance he's already done it and crushed it, so. I think he got an Audi for it too. Yes, it is, Sharon. Yep. Hang on, I'm slow on the uptake here. Hang on. I'm scrolling through chat. Oh, Kathy asked, way back when, what gang character would be my dream voice to do? The gang character? Probably either Gambit, but it would require a whole bunch of Cajun immersion, which I would be totally fine with. Or Cobra Commander. G.I. Joe. Yeah, Cobra Commander. Gambit. And X-Men, and probably... what would be fun? Oh, and I totally forgot anything Star Wars. Anything at all Star Wars. Stella Hunter. Yes, Brianna. Stella Hunter. Brianna asked what her last name was. Melissa says... Oh, wow. What's that? Sounded like there was some... Oh, you know what? I got a weird reflection off of... Yeah, there's a weird reverb. It's like, oh, coming off the monitor there. Weird. It sounded like I put an effect on. It was just the way that I tilted my head. Yeah, Jin, you know, Jin says, write another book. That's what my wife is telling me. Every day. She's like, did you hop on your book yet? I'm like, a little bit. I'm reworking one book because I wrote it in a weird third person and I wasn't technically prepared to do that at that point because I'd taken a break from writing for so long and I messed it up. So I've been going back through and fixing it, and I've got my ending all figured out. So now it's just digging deep and finding the enthusiasm to do it. Karen says she loves Sean and her story. Yes. I have a fun personality. Oh, we were talking about being the genuine you. Yeah. Everyone should just be doing that. Being the genuine selves. Their genuine self. Karen, she asked, are there any authors that I'm looking forward to seeing in Denver? I know there are tons of authors. I haven't looked at the list yet. I know I've worked with a whole bunch of them, and I need to make my list. And honestly, I probably should have done that instead of streaming tonight. But no, I wanted to take a break. I was done working for the day. It was after 8 o'clock. I've been working all day. That's funny. I did watch Teen Titans Go. Definitely a fan. And I also like the Teen Titans series that's on HBO. That was really cool too. I had a good time watching that. Very dark, as DC tends to make it. Bye, Tata. The genre is, I think it's going to be alternate history science fiction. Because it's kind of got a steampunk element, but it's not steampunk. It's like more of a what if kind of a situation of our history. Like, what if an alien presence landed on Earth in the 1700s and basically didn't take over but aligned themselves with the ruler and brought about the Victorian Empire, which began in England and then expanded out, kind of Alexander style. And then there's a little skirmish happening within, but that's the backdrop. But it's set in the 1800s. But the 1800s, the alien presence, nuclear power was found much earlier. Physics got ramped up very quickly. Basically everything that happened in our history just got accelerated into a very short period of time because this alien basically invented all this stuff for... That's how the Victorian Empire became so powerful so quickly. So that's it. That's my story. Oh, is Claudia Bergoa going to be there? I will definitely say hi. I've worked on several of her books. She's going to be at the top of my list, most def. Karen from Facebook. So I think we're all from Facebook at this point, yeah. Yeah, my room is filled with toys. Toys, man. I'm a kid at heart, so I collect toys. I wasn't able to have a ton of toys growing up, but I did cherish the ones that I did have, and at a certain point in my life I was talked into throwing them all away because I had to grow up. And I felt really bad about that. So I have got most of my toys that I lost and added a whole bunch. So we got all my favorite stuff though, man. I really, it's kind of funny. I walk through here and I just kind of walk through and I look at shelf by shelf every now and then, and it just brings back a lot of memories. Makes me feel really good, to be honest. Just look at it. I just like looking at it. Karen does go to a lot of signings. You said 6 or 7 signings a year? I'm doing like 4 or 5. New house, new setup. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, and we spread out a little bit. Brianna from YouTube says, I was going to relive my 20s and go out tonight with a couple of my classmates. Then she saw I was live, and she said, not tonight. Oh, that's awesome, Brianna. Having a glass of wine. Oh, is she back there somewhere? That might be Max. Max is tiny. He's only 12 pounds. He's so old. Nah. We're not old. Oh, I'm in Florida, Melissa. I'm in Tampa. Yeah, I live in Florida. I've always lived in Florida. I was born in Indiana. I've lived in a couple of different spots. I lived in Texas, Arizona, lived in Tennessee for a while. Want to know what my favorite toy is right now? Right now, currently, I had it made myself because one of my biggest goals, I've got two of my favorite toys right here. This is one of them. Of course, it's a... Hang on, I gotta put his face in front of mine. There we go. It's a Frankenstein. He stays right here. I have my Lego Brickhead Frankenstein. I'm gonna put it in front of my face. I love Frankenstein. I got a big 6-foot tall Frankenstein over there. But my favorite toy, let me see if I can get it out of here. Success! So this is my favorite toy because my goal, the reason why I got into doing the voice stuff is because I wanted to be a toy. I mean, I think that's the end all be all goal, is to voice a character that becomes a toy, and then I can go to the store and be like, I am this character, I am this toy. So Funko Pop, finally, it's taken them years to do this. They finally made it so you could make your own Funko, and that's what I did. I made my own Funko. Even has my glasses, which I'm not wearing, which I should be. It's got a little pair of headphones, got a microphone, and he has a little wiener dog. So that's my favorite toy. But he sits in the glass case. So I gotta make sure I put him back later. I don't ever want anything to happen to that one. You made yourself a pop too? Goldfish? Nice. Goldfish over on Twitch made themselves a pop. Oh no, I think I lost some chat here. Oh, Melissa said she's east of Orlando. Oh, you know, I grew up in the Fort Myers area. Fort Myers, Cape Coral. I'm sorry about that. That was, yeah, my father-in-law. Their whole house, they live on a canal down in Cape Coral. Their whole house got flooded. A couple feet of water. He's still working on it. Took him a while. Oh, that's cool. For the love, is it For Love of Magic by Simon R. Green? Huh. I don't know. I'll check that out. Oh, you know, I tried to reach out to Funko. I reached out to their acquisitions, or like whatever their email was. I think it was acquisitions. Was who I sent it to. I think. I could be thinking about something else. Anyways, I sent them an email saying, hey, you know, if I ordered like 500 of these things or 100 of these things, like, you know, how much can you get them for? Because it wasn't cheap. That was like $55 with the shipping and all that. So it's like, there's no way I couldn't make those and sell them as merch when they cost $50. It cost, I'd have to charge at least something like 30% up. So I'd have to charge like $80. Who's gonna spend $80 for Aaron Shedlock, the audiobook narrator? So I'm just surprised that they wouldn't entertain the idea of just, it's literally just, I'm not sure exactly what their factory is like, but it seems like, I don't know, it's just once it's done, and the packaging is just printed, you know? Really? He's the voice of Santa Elf on the Shelf. Yeah, Fort Myers. My mom grew up there, like really, truly grew up there. She grew up there from the 60s on. So I spent a lot of time on Fort Myers Beach and Sanibel Island and Cape Coral, the yacht club, the water. I grew up, I don't know if you ever seen that movie Hoot. I was, like those kids. I was running around. I had super blonde hair. I was tanned. The only part of me that wasn't tan was like, was like shorts and socks. It was the only parts of my body that weren't sunburnt. Yeah, I'm honestly very thankful I don't have any skin conditions at this point, because the amount of time that I spent out in the sun was like every day, all day, year round. I mean, even in the winter, if it wasn't cold, you were pretty much tank top or no shirt. It was just dirty Florida kids. That's what I was. It was a dirty. Actually, there's this weird. It's kind of like an autobiography, but it's like I want to make it full of really absurd stories, because it was inspired by a Florida man kind of like nonsense. I'm gonna have to stop soon because I'm gonna need to rest my voice. A little beach baby. Yeah. I just spent all my time on beaches or canals, or just being a dirty Florida kid. But there's this autobiography that I wanted to kind of infuse all the stuff that I grew up with growing up in Florida, because some of it meets the stereotype, and then other stuff is like you would never think that would happen in Florida. Like, people just kind of look at Florida just a certain way and Floridians a certain way, just based off of just all the crazy shit that happens here. And there was an idea for a book that I had, and I started writing it, and it was called Dirty Florida Kid. That's the title of it. But I got the title, and I got kind of a premise. I have no idea where it would go. I would just be like a meandering, like, stream of consciousness kind of thing, maybe. I don't know. Could work. Something I'd probably write at the airport. Oh, Brianna asks, what would I say is my favorite romance book that I've narrated? I can't answer that one. They're all... I find something amazing about every book. I find something. There's some aspect of it that I truly enjoy. And that is a trick that I use. It's not a trick, but that's a tool that I use to ensure that I'm giving every book 100%. God, that's such a hard question. I've heard of The Mermaid, Fort Myers Beach. Dirty Florida Kid. Yeah. That's when it starts. I mean, it's like, it's an autobiography, but it starts when I was probably 9 years old. Is when it... As soon as I start... Because the neighborhoods back then, when I grew up down here, it was just starting to kind of be dangerous for kids to be like running around by themselves. I mean, when I went to my friend's house, my friend lived like 20, 30th Street. He lived a couple of canals away, so he had to do this weird roundabout loop to try and get to his house. And you just hop on a bike and go, man. Anybody could have. I mean, people weren't really like kidnapping kids or like left and right. So we had a lot of freedom. And that was where that whole lifestyle kind of came from, where you just hop on a bicycle and just go, and then you would just be outside all day. I mean, we played video games too. We had like my friend. I didn't have this stuff, but my friend had the. He was like the first family to have the Nintendo, so it was always over at his house playing that. But they didn't want all these kids, because it was always like they're a healthy group of us. They didn't want all those kids over at the house all the time, so they made us, GTFO. Get out. Yeah, it's getting pretty late. It's like 11:30. I'm gonna hop off because I got a full day of recording tomorrow, and I gotta rest my voice soon. So I'm gonna be on here for just a few more minutes. That is correct, Karen. Karen says, yeah, the best time at any convention is after, because everyone is winding down and everybody is being social and everybody's being, But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm gonna take it easy. I gotta rest my voice. I gotta hydrate. And I'm gonna go. My wife just got home, so I'm gonna go hang out with her. But this was a really good time. I appreciate everyone for hanging out for so long. Thank you. Thank you. And here, just one more time, since I still got some people in here. Don't forget to check out this fella here. AJ Wilkerson. He's got a comedy special. It's up on YouTube right now. This one, and he has a brand new comedy special coming out real soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but real soon. I was told it was coming out real soon. But check him out. He's super awesome. And also, this fella here, Jake Rubel. Check his stuff out on YouTube. He's super funny guys. I saw them both on the cruise that I was on back in February. And have an awesome Friday night. Thanks, everyone. You're awesome. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. I'll catch you later. And now I'll leave you with a little spoken word. What are we gonna talk about? I'm just gonna read a little bit about ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is a powerful tool for transformation that more and more Westerners are flocking to drink in a quest for greater self-knowledge, healing, and reconnection with the natural world. This formerly esoteric, little-known brew is now a growth industry. But why? And that is the question. Why? That is the publisher's summary of the book, When Plants Dream, the hardest audiobook I've ever had to record. Ayahuasca, Amazonian shamanism, and the global psychedelic renaissance.